Good afternoon, traders. Welcome to NinjaTrader Live. I'm Tracy Shuchart, Senior Economist. Here are the headlines moving markets today. Earlier, obviously, we had Amazon inking a $38 billion with a B deal with openai for NVIDIA chips. That's where we saw that spike before the market opened, particularly in Nasdaq, but also in ES to a lesser extent. So the ChatGPT is going to pay Amazon Web Service for access to hundreds of thousands of NVIDIA graphics processing units. See how this is all intertwined, all of these companies. So the arrangement is the latest indication of OpenAI's transition from research lab to an artificial intelligence powerhouse. Now, the company has already committed to spending $1.4 trillion with a T dollars on infrastructure to build out AI power. And I just want to point out where investors are starting to have a little bit of problem with this is because OpenAI has generated about $4.5 billion so far this year, on track for the end of the year to be maybe $13 billion. Now that sounds like a lot, but not if you spent $1.4 trillion. So keep an eye on that. We'll see how long it takes investors to get weary on all of this spending. We also had NVIDIA shares getting 2.5% after it was revealed. Get this, you guys. All right, so it revealed that the most advanced NVIDIA chips, which we already know, will only be reserved for U.S. companies. So Microsoft is buying them and secured the export license to use the chips in UAE data centers. See how that works? So that's how you kind of get around that whole problem, because they're actually sold to Microsoft, even if they're being used in foreign data centers. Next, we had two Fed speakers up today. First, we had Goolsbee. He said he's undecided about a December interest rate cut, saying he's very worried about inflation. And then next, we had Daly coming on, saying the Fed should keep an open mind about a December rate cut, perhaps talking to or responding to what Goolsbee had to say. She's argued that the central bank faces a trade-off between its two mandates, that would be inflation and the labor force, and said that on one hand it needs to keep putting downward pressure on inflation, which remains above the target, but on the other it needs to support the labor market. So this means assessing the incoming information and keep an eye on those balances and risks as we go on, and keep an open mind about a December rate cut. So it seems she was kind of responding to Goolsbee in part. Next, we still have bond pressured all day, as a matter of fact. That's really for two reasons. We have another wave of corporate grade investment supply coming on the market. Alphabet looks to raise about $15 billion from an $8 dollar bond sale, plus another $7.5 billion of notes in Europe. So it's a lot of investment grade corporate supply coming onto the market as well. The Treasury released its financing estimates for Q4. That's also pressuring yields higher. And then, of course, we're still waiting for the quarterly refunding announcement that is expected on Wednesday, that we talked about a little bit earlier this morning. And we're looking to kind of what their nominal coupon auction sizes will be. And on the macro front, just really quickly, we talk a lot about the K-shaped economy right now. Well, the K-shape is kind of getting wonkier and wonkier. We had the TransUnion report come out today. They said we're seeing a divergence in consumer credit risk, with more individuals moving towards either end of the credit risk spectrum. So you have super prime is growing since the pandemic, and then we have subprime that return to pre-pandemic levels, and that's increasingly leaving the middle tiers slightly thinner. And so this kind of suggests that while many consumers are navigating the current economic climate, well, others are facing economic strain. So just something to think about. And I will pass it off to Jim for an edge report before we get to the contest.
Thank you, Tracy. Well, let's talk about the contest today. We have some markets that are eligible for the qualification round 3. Let's take a peek at the Euro FX right off the bat. A lot of people are like, Euro FX, why that contract? Why that market? Well, remember, this is a currency pair. The numerator is the euro currency. The denominator is the US dollar. So it's a way to actually trade the US dollar in a liquid contract versus the euro in inverse relationship. And here's today's 30-minute candle peak. And I wanted to point out, I just measured the bottom of the opening, the initial balance, all the way to the peak high here. And I thought, well, how big is that range? And I did that measurement in dollar amounts. So that's a peak to trough, $406 move one direction. Now, if there's 2 lots, that would be double, right? It's additive math or multiplicative math. So it would be $812. So there's a lot of meat on the bone in this market. And I'm not saying you're going to buy the bottom and sell the top, but throughout the day there is a lot of movement, a lot of price action, and a lot of opportunities in the Euro FX. And right now we're just sitting on this VWAP right now. So we had a nice kind of breakout of the initial balance high, and we made some highs here. We didn't break the overnight highs, but we tried, failed, sold off. We're touching VWAP right of volume weighted average price right now. So this might not be over for the day. There might be more opportunities. We'll see if any of our future traders are going to be taking a look at the Euro FX this afternoon, and they'll be on in 1 second. Let's do the same math for the micro crude, which is another eligible contract. Let's pop up a 30-minute chart here, and we have a lot of nice price action here. We're trading, but we just broke through that session VWAP. So a nice red candle, but a big wick at the bottom of this candle. So buyers are fighting it to try to get it back up to that call resistance level, and that's going to be kind of important at 6,100. The official point of control is a little bit higher, up by Jacks 3 as well. Could it act like a magnet later on in the day? Very possible. 61 spot 26, give or take a couple of ticks. The bottom actually touched that 0 DTE put support almost perfectly. Just missed it. Had like a tweezer bottom here, and then a big rally came in the micro crude. So again, a lot of price action in that market. Let's shoot over to the micro gold contract. MGC, for everybody keeping track, we have 486,000 contracts traded already. This is turning into a monster contract. Remember, it's 1/10 the size of the classic. And don't forget, there's even a smaller size contract, the 1 ounce gold. But here's what happened today. Now, this is a really kind of nice, I hate to say it, P-shaped volume profile for the session. Point of control is just slightly above the VWAP right now. And you can see just about every single candle since the initial balance was over has traded through that point of control and traded through that VWAP. So one might say, aha, this might make for some good bottom of the value area longs, point of control shorts. That zone has been repeated time and time again. And these are 30-minute candles. These aren't even 10-minute candles. I don't even know how many times it would go there. So range bound for sure, but there's still, a nice 10-point range up and down, up and down. So that's kind of the story of crude oil right now. And let's just go ahead. We have another minute left, so we're going to go ahead and look at the E-mini S&P. We'll get that MES contract up on the screen. And let's see what's cooking there. All right, we have it going here. Well, kind of a weird volume profile. I mean, there is definitely a double distribution here. We have the point of control on the session volume profile around 68. 76, and then a competing point of control a little bit further north of that at 87.5, and then kind of a volume deficit, low volume node, or however you want to characterize it, right in the middle at 68.81, which kind of lines up like perfectly with VWAP. So there might be some VWAP touches in the works right now. We have 3 red candles in a row, but not really big red candles, kind of small baby candles. I expect this market to move quite a bit and give our futures traders and all the traders trading in the qualification some nice price action and some nice opportunities. The bottom of the value area is kind of framed by that high vol level at 68, 65. All right. I think that's my cue. That is this afternoon's Edge report. Let's bring in our featured traders. We have Pax, Sarah, we have Nick, and we have Christian. Good afternoon, everybody. How you guys doing?
Hi, Jimmy.
Hey,
Sorry.
hello.
I thought I was muted there. Fucking good price action. What good price action? This is
I
terrible.
said it could make for good price action. I was being honest.
Oh God. This whole thing sucks. If I wasn't here with you guys in this thing, I would be working out already.
Listen, you are still got some work to do because I'm looking at the leaderboard right now. Merritt is still in first place.
Yeah. Last time you said that, I chopped myself up in gold to try to get in front of him. If I was trading my own stuff, I'd have added at 89. I would have taken profit at 74, added there, taken profit at 59, and it would have been a big day, and I would not have needed my AK.
All right, let's go around the horn and get everyone's thoughts. Chris, what are you thinking for this afternoon?
We're just going back and forth. We're an inside day. We dropped from the highs this morning. We had a big reversal from the lows. We're reverting back down. So it looks like we're just wedging up here, contracting more. So we'll be interested to see if we can get some good action. If not, it'll just be really bad into the close.
Got it. Hey, Sarah, how about you?
Yeah, we are pretty much just kind of stuck, it's been just grindy and gross for a long time now since the morning dump. We had a good morning dump, but now like just chopping around and let's look at the daily. We're just dead center in Friday's range. So tomorrow should be a nice trading day. Today, not so much. And that's, kind of the deal with competitions like this. You never know what kind of trading day you're going to get. So we're just doing the best we can. Admittedly, I am getting chopped up trying to play this for the sake of a competition. Normally, I would have been at the pool hours ago, but yeah, just doing what we can.
Can you see my charts?
Yeah. Hang on one sec, Pax. Nick, how about you, man?
Yeah, I don't excuse me. I don't expect a ton from like this close. It seems like someone just turned a buy program on in the middle of the session there, and we're kind of levitating up higher into today's value. So for me, I'm trying to mount a comeback here, to be honest. I've gotten myself back about $1,000 that I lost. So yeah, kind of took a sizable loss trying to trade 6E that I've never actually looked at a chart before. So that was fun.
Yeah, it was tricky business. All right. Well, I would say Pax gets the last word, but he's going to get the first word. So I'm going to dip out into the chat. I wish all you guys the best of luck this afternoon, and thank you for being part of this. It's greatly appreciated.
See you, Jimmy. All right, here's what I wanted to say. I was complaining earlier, but listen, for you younger traders out there in Chatland, this has actually been a pretty good back and forth trade in the Nasdaq, especially. We had the opening range here is 233. The first rotation down in the Nasdaq is 168. Second rotation is 103. We've been banging back and forth between this 65 handle rotation now. So you can take a short here, cover here, take a long there, get out here, and just bang back and forth. Now we get back above 168, you want to get long. You get back below 103, you add them back.
Order canceled.
So it's not been a terrible back and forth trade for you younger traders that have the stamina to be able to do that. At this point in my fucking life, I don't. The S&P has been garbone. We've been trading back and forth. I don't know the last time we traded down to 74. Can't tell what 11:30, 2 hours ago. So we've been flirting with this the first 15 handle rotation now for a while. Right out of the opening range, the S&P was a much better trade. It was easier. It led on the downside. The Nasdaq was stronger. Then the Nasdaq followed suit. But in the afternoon now, it's been the Nasdaq that has been the better trade for you guys that I want to trade this back and forth price action. So there, do you see it? Anybody have any questions about any of that?
No.
Not you guys. I know you guys don't. But anybody in the chat?
Order canceled.
All right. Easy peasy. All right. Now, I'm not going to do anything until the late day trade, which is something that we do in our group. I will, so I've got another 45 minutes for that. Unless, of course, the Nasdaq takes out 103, then I'm expecting an extension. The Nasdaq takes out 103. We'll get another rotation down at 38. I'm not a dip buyer, and my days of trading the back and forth during the day have long passed, but I will trade the breakouts below 103. Or now here, the matchup in the Nasdaq is in the S&P is 74. So now you can see that the Nasdaq is actually the weaker of the indices, when earlier it was the S&P that was the weaker. So there. I'm keeping my mouth shut because somebody said that nobody was talking earlier because I did all of the talking.
I don't see anything good here. We're stuck in this for the last 20 minutes. We sold off 93 in ES and Q into that 160s. Can this be a potential higher low against the morning breakout?
Whistleblower matchups mean a lot of things to me, but the one thing here that I think is important is the S&P trades the S&P trades in 15 handle increments, 15 handle ladder rungs, and you can see it clearly all day. You can see it clearly Friday. Anyway, opening range here. First 15 handle ladder rung was 89. Take that out to 74. Take this out to 59. It was an easy morning, and it would have been a very big morning if I can trade more than micros. All right, now the Nasdaq trades in 65 handle ladder rungs. So and they match up together. Normally. So the S&P traded first down through it, took out the second one, and the S&P came down and took out the second ladder rung. You see, the Nasdaq didn't take out the second ladder rung yet. It flirted with it. The S&P dragged the Nasdaq down. So I'm looking at those matchups, and now I can see that the Nasdaq is trading around the 113. All of the Nasdaq targets, as I said earlier, are 10 points wide. So 103, you swing it higher to 113. So it's 113 to 103, and that's where we're churning. We're churning that level right now. Yet the S&P matchup is 74. 74 matches up with that 103 level. So the S&P is still 10 points above it when the Nasdaq is flirting with the bottom of it. I don't like, as I said earlier, I don't like when the indices are doing two different things. It doesn't mean I'm not going to make an S&P trading decision based off a Nasdaq price action, but I am going to look at the two of them for clue. I'm going to look at the Nasdaq as for clue into the S&P. I'm not going to make a spoon trading decision based off of the Nasdaq. So there. So yeah, like you guys say, yeah.
Weak action.
Yeah, Steve, I do. Yes, I do. I don't know why I don't have it here. Now look, now we're taking out 103. All right.
What do you have under 103?
Yeah, I missed the short. All right, so 103 equals 74. Now, you want to be short. You want to be short from 103 with a very tight stop. I don't want to pull back, pull them. I want to sell them on the way down so I can put in the scratch stop. See, short 103s, scratch stop in. Now, I suspect it's not going to go straight down to the next level at 38. That it's going to mess around here. So I might pay for these, take something off for 15 points. You guys see how that works?
Order submitted.
The Nasdaq was taken out maybe 81. I would feel a little bit better about sitting with these. Okay, I paid for. I'm trying to pay from just a little bit late.
What do you have under 103? 81?
103 would be 38. The next 65 handle ladder up.
Okay.
But the Nasdaq needs the S&P needs to weaken.
Mm-hmm.
So this is just maybe a scalp, and I don't scalp. I don't even know how to. I chop myself up when I scalp. Oh, fuck, I really should be paying for this right now, but Give me 10 points at least. Here, 10 points, I'll pay for it.
It's divergence here between ES and NQ.
Yeah, we need ES to break those lows so NQ can die.
So one of the things that I think drives traders the craziest is the uncertainty of every trade, right? You make a trade and your outcome is uncertain, and that makes you nervous. The outcome for my trade is not certain. I mean, is certain. I sold 03s, I scratched them out. So, you know, I had no stress in it. I'll sell them again. Okay. Now, see if they can hold them. So this is what I call manageable. I can sell 03s and scratch them out all I want. Come on, you son of a bitch, pay me.
Yeah, ES needs new lows here. NQ's leading the move lower.
Hey, Zen, you call 65 points a scalp?
NQ's back testing that breakout from this morning around 90s. So if he can't break through that, if we break through that, then we can go back to down to that Pax's next level.
That's what it's got to do. I paid for it with 10 points, so it's either going to come up and scratch me out or it's going to come down to 38 and put money in my pocket. Well, you know, not really into my pocket, it's micros and it's fake, but you know what I mean.
It'll put change into your pocket.
Yeah.
The
Little change
Monopoly
in-
pocket.
Yeah. Little change in my pocket going jingle-ling-a-ling. Remember that song, Sarah?
No.
Oh, you're too young.
There was another similar.
I think it was Dire Straits in the 80s.
Yes, holding. I don't see anything for me here. We're in the middle between two areas that I'm interested in. I don't have anything.
Nothing. This is Garbone. This is a scalp, 10-point scalp. You want to scalp 10 points? Go ahead. I'm not good at that shit. Black Crows. It was the Black Crows. Thanks, Nemo. A little change in my pocket going jingle-ling-a-ling. Call me on the telephone, baby. Give me a ring. No, that was Dire Straits. Fucking scratched out again. No, not yet. They're protecting it. Watch how the algos protect 03. Ah, fuck. Missed my reentry. Scratched out, missed my reentry. I'm uncomfortable selling them. They're not going anywhere. Keep your hands to yourself.
I feel like we need a Trump tweet or something.
We need the S&P to follow suit. Look at these booze are keeping the Nasdaq from.
Oh, ask for one.
You know how many times I stood in that pit with 100 big Nasdaq on, not minis, 100 big Nasdaq on. I thought, fuck, I had to tell my clerk to call in a bomb threat or something.
There we go.
Not yet. Did it break it yet?
No,
It's going for it.
Yeah.
look at that. That was the reentry, and I missed it.
Sure. I don't have anything going on, but yeah, you can share mine.
Oh, come on, ES.
I'm going to be looking for a reversal here if we don't break. Weak. So funny how we're putting so much focus and intensity into like really nothing much
I know.
moving.
I feel like that's what I've done this entire day too.
Yeah,
Like even
that's why I
during
don't know how it's
lunch.
sustainable for somebody to look at this daily and be like, "Oh, I need to be in this."
Maya, what do you mean? Is there a reason you'll take reversals off macro levels? Oh, yes. Well, just a quarterly pivot. Just a quarterly pivot. Could the quarterly pivot in the S&P or the Nasdaq or gold? Those are the only places that I would take. No, not gold. I would take reversals in gold at different levels. But the S&P or the Nasdaq, the only place that I would reverse at is going to be at the quarterly pivots. And for the S&P, that's 66.52. Or no, it's not. It's 66.58. The Nasdaq is well below that. So macro zones, I'm not going to reverse that unless it's gold. Gold reversal. Gold, because I trade gold from. I don't trade gold from an opening range standpoint. I trade it from a swing standpoint. But I trade it the exact same way. I'm right or right out. But I'm just looking for these bigger moves. Now look, as long as the S&P, as long as the SPOOs, we can sell 03s and buy 93s all day long if you want to. As long as the Nasdaq, the S&P isn't taking out this level, then the SPOOs would. As long as the S&P isn't taking it out like 83, 84, then the Nasdaq will trade back up to 03, and then if the Nasdaq gets above it, then we'll see the S&P trade back up to 89. It's interesting that it's trying to get, the algorithms protect the levels, the same levels all the time. Like, protect the opening ranges. Right now they're protecting 03. If they get back above 03, you want to get out. See, now let's see if this will work for another 10-point scalp. No.
I find myself having to scalp here, but
Yeah, me too. And
competition, but there's really nothing going on here.
Me either. I don't like this shit. Makes me nervous. It makes me feel like I'm in the pit again. I don't like that feeling. See, you can scratch out old trees all you want. Yeah. Okay. They're gonna reverse now a little bit.
All right, I'm long both. I can share my screen here. Am I sharing the right one?
How do you guys trade? Where do you initiate your trades at?
Oh my gosh. I look at I am most of the time I'm a mean reversion trader, so I'm looking to buy support.
I know how you do that, but where do you enter your trades at?
Oh, do you mean like on the DOM or on the chart?
Yeah.
On the chart.
I enter on the DOM usually, or hotkeys, but depends on the platform.
Shit, I had offers in at 03 quarter. They just traded 03. I could have scalped 4 points.
All right, so I am long. To me, this is a scalp. There's just nothing going on here, but we couldn't really break lower. ES tried that new low and it got rejected and bought back up. And NQ couldn't break below that 103 level in PAX hats. So I bought those lows and to see if we can continue to hold and then push up higher. But I mean, look at this 5 minutes. There's really nothing going on in ES. We've been in a range for the last 30 minutes. NQ is the only one that moved, but still there's nothing here. But it can be a good potential higher low because we are back testing that hour. It was from 7:30. It was around an hour and a half, that morning consolidation. We're back testing that in ES and NQ. So the initial reaction can be a bounce. We just have to see if there's follow through. If not, I'm going to close these. So there's nothing going on.
Too much brain power.
So Lewis,
I'm scared to look at how much I've paid in commissions today.
with these
Real.
microphones.
I mean, no, it's not real, but it's crazy.
Just moving around here.
I
If
don't.
we can't break down, we'll see a reversal.
Chop, 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 chop.
Ooh, fucking
There we go.
scratched old trees again.
So I'm both long. I'm long both ES and NQ. Here's ES moving. It's now leading NQ higher. So you saw that a little bit, right? When we were all talking about how ES could not make that new low, that there was hidden strength there. And now we ended up holding. We could not see follow through in NQ lower prices. And now what is leading? The index that could not make new lows. So that's relative strength. And now we're seeing that reversal back up. Can this be a higher low against the today's low at the area where we broke out of that hour-and-a-half consolidation? So all we did here was back test it. So I aligned all of those to buy it. We pulled back to support. ES was not leading lower. We had a divergence there between the indices. This is just chop, and we can continue to be sideways. There's nothing really exciting here. But that was the area to really say, okay, can we end up bouncing? Or if we not, we do drop all the way back down. And it's just chop. So dancing around entry.
I just sold 13s.
We can't get going here. I'll close my longs.
Ooh.
I sold 13s. I'm going to cover them at 93 for a 20-point scalp. Pay for the fucking scratches I got at 03.
Golly.
You can't get more than 10 points out of this Nasdaq right now.
All right, so we continue to hold. ES continues to lead higher. NQ is pretty, it's in like what, 20-point sideways. It's not much going on. It's like we're waiting for earnings, huh?
Oh yeah, Palantir.
You don't make money in this tape. No big money. I'm gonna have to close my longs here.
I'm 93 on 3 if you want them.
Order
3 for 3. 3 for 3. 3 for 3. 93 for 3. Fuck, they traded down to 94. I'm a schmuck for a buck. A dick for a dick. Rah, 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 rah. How low they just go? Fuck, they made it down to 93.75. You schmuck.
Oh, we're not moving.
No, we are not. Oh my God.
I'm looking at NQ 4 hour, and this is like the tightest part of the wedge that we're in.
I covered a middle 3, 10 points. A dick for a tick, schmuck for a buck.
Come on, give us a bounce.
Give us anything.
You really have to be a scalper to be making money in this shit. And
You
don't
can't even
know.
make money in this.
And let me tell you something. I've owned a clearing firm and I've owned a prop group. I don't know one scalper that makes money long term. But you can make money scalping this shit here.
We still couldn't break lower. Yes, just made new highs. So
On what time frame are you looking at, Chris?
2 minute, or really any. I'm just looking at the recent in the last like 15, 20 minutes. Yes, made a new high here into 87. But we can just come back again down and continue this little micro range.
A scalp intraday trader is, like points, like 10 points or less in the Nasdaq, 3 points, 4 points or less for a trade in the S&P. If I can't, when I'm trading normally in the S&P, if I can't get 15 handles, I'll scratch the trade. I don't care. At least 15 handles. The power to my trading is how I add to my positions. So again, this morning was very easy. I was short from the pay line at 69 even. I took profit at 89. And now I'm going to add, at 89.90 is going to be the target, or maybe 88.90. So we get down to 90, I take profit. We go 90 offer. If I'm short 4 from the opening range, by the time we get to 90, I'm short 2. I paid for my trade and I've taken profit on it. We go 90 offer, I'm selling 4. We go 88 offer, I'm selling 4 more. Now I'm short 10, but I've got the risk of 2. Because we go, as you guys have seen, I scratch my trades. So if we go 88 bid, I'm out. If we go 90 bid, I'm out. Scratch, good, still short 2.
Order submitted.
Today's case that we took out 88.90, I'd have been short 10. We get down to 74. I pay for my trade, I buy 2. I take 2 more off to take profit. I'm short 8. We go offered through 74. I sell 8 more. I'm short 16. See how that works? So then we take out 74. Now I'm looking for 59. Now, when the markets continue, and then I'm going to take profit at 59 on whatever. If I've got 16 on, I'll buy half in at 59 because it's the third rotation. And if we go through 59, I'll sell more. If not, then I'll cover and leave a runner on. Now, when we have big sweeping moves that continue, I'll stay short for days, weeks, months. I was short earlier on in the year. I reached my financial goals last year. That's it. I'm not retiring. I'll never retire, but that's it. I'm done trading for active income. And then I almost doubled it this year. Between gold and between the S&P in the beginning of the year from 61.66 to 48.34, it was great trading. It was old day kind of money. But the whole idea is that you you're looking for 5 points out of a trade, you're gonna get roasted in that shit. But if you know how to, my trading process is a swing process at heart. Intraday swings, 15 handles. If you're trading Nasdaq, 65 handles, taking profit and adding through it. And then macro zones, flatten zones. And then if we take out flatten zones, then we have trend trading, See what I mean? And then that way, when you have bad runs, your good runs far outweigh your shitty runs.
Yeah. We need trends though for that.
You do. 10 points here and there. That's my whole point. Right, Christian. 10 points here and there. It's not, I don't care about my stats.
You want to make points and you want to have size. You can't do either here.
That's exactly right, my young brother. That's exactly right.
All right, I'm flat. We didn't really bounce. A whole lot of nothing. Like Sarah said, too much brain power for this. Not being rewarded.
There will be late in the day. We'll have something in front of Palantir. The late day trade will be good, and I'll walk you through that too. We can all treat that. Yes, yeah, white noise. Where have you been all day? Just been explaining that over and over and over again. Here, Kevin, will you put up my chart real quick? If we take out 93.75, I'll sell them. I guess I won't. I hesitated. There, sold them. Oh, I scratched them. They're going to be good. Kevin, can you switch screens real fast so I can pay attention to this? Okay. So white noise here. Look, here's are you an S&P trader or Nasdaq trader? You want me to talk about this from a Nasdaq point of view or an S&P point of view? All right. So here's the Nasdaq opening range. See, 233. So we came out pretty quickly. You know, there's one thing about the Nasdaq that or the S&P I want to point out. 09.5 is the top of the opening range today in the S&P. 09.5 is the high of the day. So when 09.5 is the high of the opening range and 09.5 is the high of the day, that's a bearish sign. So that's why the Nasdaq was, or the S&P was much weaker than the Nasdaq was, by the way. All right. Now, anyway, so today, first target is 68.5. So if you're short from 233, you're taking profit at 68.5. We go through 68.5, you're selling more. Oh shit, I got to pay attention. You're selling more. All right, now remember this rotation. Fuck, I was short and I fucking scratched them trying to make this point. But listen, you know, here.
There you go.
This rotation in the Nasdaq at 74 equals the rotation in the S&P at 103. I mean, I'm sorry. 74 equals 103. The Nasdaq just took it out and is screaming below it. So you got to look to short the Nasdaq, the S&P underneath 74, 76, 74. We're going to use 76, 74 as the short point. Now to the point, white noise. If I'm trading my own stuff, I'm going to add a unit at 76, and we go offered underneath it. I'm going to add another unit at 74, so I will double up. If we don't trade down there, if we don't take that level out, then I don't do anything. I sit and I wait. Oh, you're a knife buyer, Flash Golden? It's another person. I don't know anybody that makes money that stands in front of a running freight train. See, you don't take out 76, you don't do anything. Anyway, does that explain, does that answer your question, white noise? Or did I not answer it well? If I didn't answer it, ask again and I'll try to explain it again. You're welcome. All right, you guys can switch your charts. I just want to make that point today, young trader. Man, this is some choppy shite here. And down to where? 66?
No, 76.
So thank you. I can't see.
Oh, NQ. Yeah. 60, 66 NQ, 76 ES.
All right. So look, 74, 76, it's always going to be 2 points wide. The targets are always going to be 2 points wide. So we made it down to 76. If I was short, spoos. I mean, nobody should really be short S&P right now, unless you're short from the opening range. If you are, though, you're going to take profit. Just we did this morning. Take profit at 76 and add underneath that. In the snazzy, nazzy, you're short from 103 and you want to take, you pay for the trade someplace, you want to take profit at 38.5. If we don't get there, well, doesn't look like we're going to get there. Looks like we're back up to 103. Oh my gosh.
Careful.
Does anybody else have like all kinds of spam things on their cell phone lately?
Order filled.
All the time.
Yeah, every day.
God, it's got to stop. It's just like all of a sudden. I get a million of these phones. I don't even know what they are.
I get a lot of calls from random numbers.
A funding advisor.
Order submitted.
Yeah, that they want to fund your business or they want to give you a loan.
Yeah, probably.
I just made your salary in one day. That's what you're probably thinking.
I should have. I don't think in terms of that like that though. But I should have. Hey, today would have been an easy day. Hot neighbor next door scam. I don't want that scam. I don't need that kind of scam in my life. Hell no. It's not, Fibo Reptic. It's not frustrating. It's just, it's not going anywhere. None of us should be trading this. The only reason we're trading it is because we're in this stream.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'd be gone. This is not tradable price action. Not, at least not in my mind.
It's not. I think that's what people need to understand, that, a lot of traders don't really see that, but they fail to recognize that you need the market to do the heavy lifting for you. When Pac says, you're not making money in this market or scalping for 10 points, what is that? To you, 10 points might be a lot, but you have to remember that in order to make a sustainable career out of this, you need the market to do the heavy lifting, and you need to capture trends of some sort with size.
Yes, 100% right.
Those are what take care of your losses. All these little, the PAX calls them expenses because they're tiny, they're paper cuts. Because a long winning trade, 10x, 20x, those things, those don't matter.
If I have a superpower as a trader, if I've got a superpower as a trader, it is the ability to miss moves and to not care. Because I tweet this a lot, and I'm always interested in the responses because I always get trolled. I would rather miss a move than to lose money any day of the week, all day long. I would rather miss a move than to lose money. Period. End of story.
100%.
I've missed, like in COVID, I caught the entire break in COVID. 33.97.5 was the high. We broke from 33.97.5 to 21.74. I caught almost that entire break. And when we set the low and we started the rally, I missed most of that from 33.90 to 39.12. I caught little rotations and little moves here, but I missed almost all of that, because I just didn't believe that the market was going to. The early upside target that year was 36.63. I never thought that we would see that level. I never thought that we would see 36.63. Not when the world was shut down, yet we rallied like crazy.
Man, Broadcom is so weak. Possible felt breakdown here of this recent downtrend. But just a bit choppy still.
One man's chop is another man's a scalper's paradise.
Scalp.
No thanks. Didn't Merritt say earlier he was going to take every little wiggle that he could see?
Yeah.
God bless him.
Order canceled.
Wow.
Back up to 03. So now you guys want to take a trade, you want to take a scalp. You've got trade selection. You can sell 03s. There, I just did. Now, look, you got 3 points into it. Scratch, stop it. I missed those. Sold them again. Now, watch 84. If 84 goes bid in the S&P, these 03s will be bad. So scratch, stop it again. See if you get something. Scratch them out again. Well, see, 84s go bid, 03s are bad. Now, 84s go offer, 03s are good. Short those again. See if I can get, a Merritt 10 point out of it with no risk. By the way, I've got no risk on the trade. Sold 03s, scratch, stop in. I have no risk. See if I get another flush, or see if I can get a flush. Sold those 13s. They came down to 76 or whatever. 66. Scratched out again. Rah, 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 rah. Scratch is as good as a winner. If that was the case, I'd be a billionaire.
I don't think I've ever watched just a strictly Dom trader before.
No?
It's pretty wild.
I've never made a trade on a chart in my life. I wouldn't even know how to. That's why I asked Christian how you do it. I wouldn't have no idea how to do it. What do you do? Right click? Too much work.
Yeah, pretty much.
I don't know. Uh, 03, 03s and 84s matched up earlier. Not anymore. Now it's 03. Let's just see. This is nothing. 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 3 o'clock Eastern. We'll have a new trade set up. The late day trade starts at 2 o'clock, and then go 3 o'clock. 2 o'clock is my time. So 3 o'clock Eastern, and then 3:50 and 3:55. So you get all new capital flows going into then. You want to trade with the capital flows. Like when I was moving markets in the Nasdaq, nobody wanted to trade against me.
Trying to get back up.
Ooh, 13s.
Come on, NQ, a little bit more. 13.
think he's leading the higher now.
Mm-hmm. Sure is.
Need to break 113.
Yeah, we needed to break long. There we go.
Oh, there we go.
Break is lower, rally long. Okay, 89. If the S&P, so 103 equals 80, 103 equals 74. But if the S&P gets above 89, then it'll go back to the opening range. If we take out the opening range late in the day, especially in a day with big earnings, we'd get an equidistant swing, and that was 04 to 54. 50
Wow,
points.
look at gold.
50 points.
Yeah,
Nice, that one.
I'm long gold.
Gold's not doing shit. What do you mean?
Had a little bounce.
It bounced. Gosh, can't talk. Off Friday settlement.
I wanted long ES, but did not get filled.
I mean, I'm long. Okay, hang on.
Oh, look at you coming back up.
Good job making all that back.
1,500 down all the way back to break even. So see
Yeah,
if I
but
can
good
hold
job still.
What was the low in gold?
it. Like 06 packs and change.
Oh, that's a nice trade.
Yeah, sellers were getting pushed up on negative delta down there and kind of looked like we could be about to get a little squeeze pop out of that. Also long NQ and ES.
Oh, got the cowboy spread. You got the hillbilly spread on.
I've been long crude for a long time too, but that has barely moved this afternoon.
I tried ES long, did not get filled. I am in NQ. But no ES.
NASDAQ should trade to 168.
I could have had a good day if I just never even looked at 6E.
Nobody makes money trading currencies.
It never appealed to me, honestly. Like even the futures products.
Scammers make money trading FX.
It's true. I might just get out of this crude trade because nothing is happening.
Somebody on Twitter the other day wrote, oh, where the fuck did it go? Somebody on Twitter the other day wrote, women have to deal with pregnancy, periods, and menopause. What do men have to deal with it? I said, I'm a happily married father of 5, 3 daughters, 2 sons. I can confidently say if men had to deal with pregnancy, periods, and menopause, there wouldn't be any humans. And I got some pretty funny and interesting responses underneath it.
I'll have to look for that tweet. That sounds entertaining.
No way, man. I'm telling you, no chance.
Look, I've gone through 2 kidney transplants and I don't think I'd be able to give birth. That sounds painful.
Yeah, I've seen it 5 times. No way. I mean, no way.
Yeah, my wife had a C-section. I don't want to deal with that either. It was horrible to watch.
Youngest couple were born C-section because my wife was older at the time, but my God, any of that.
Hey, Jim.
Hey guys,
Jimmy,
great job so far.
good job.
That price action hasn't got there yet, Pax, but be patient.
Oh, it's 2:00 price yet. Come out. No. How do I get rid of this thing here? Oh, it's rid of it.
All right, we still have. So Sarah,
Yeah.
I know you're transitioning out in a second. Any last thoughts on this afternoon and what you kind of expect for the rest of the day?
If we can trigger a 4-hour setup, then maybe you get some upside, which would be ES, it would be above 68.93. And NQ, it would be above 26,166.
Yeah, 168.
But
Okay.
otherwise, we're just stuck.
Yeah, I'm with you. Well, great job. Let's hit that thumbs up for Sarah. Well, hit the thumbs up for everybody, but particularly for Sarah. And the subscribe button's right next to it. Just an easy move of the mouse over. Tap once, you're good to go. Appreciate everybody being part of the NinjaTrader Live community in the chat, and then listening from wherever you're listening from on God's green earth. Sarah, thanks again. Appreciate everything you've done and all your insights. And we will look forward to talking to you soon.
Thanks. Sorry, guys. I wish we had, better trading conditions and not inside days, but we got what we got. So,
Well
all
done.
right.
Yeah.
I'll see you guys later.
All right. I think it's time also to bring in Merritt Black. Merritt, how are you? Pretty good. Well, let us know, what have you been doing since the last time that we talked to you earlier this morning? I know you've been doing something.
And had some green juice that my wife juiced this morning, and went and rolled a few putts. And here I am with some sim account risk on.
That's some confidence.
Sitting on top of the featured traders leaderboard, we had what's a green drink? What does that mean even?
Oh, just like you take all the vegetables and stuff and you like run it through a juicer, and extract it.
And it tastes okay.
It actually does. Yeah, there's some really good recipes. Yeah. You get enough green apple in there, the rest of the kale and celery and
Or
everything
pineapple.
else. Yeah, exactly.
Do you do that? You do that too, Chris?
Oh, if you have to, you need your nutrients.
I got to say though, you two guys are, well, actually, all four of you guys are extraordinarily fit. So maybe I should start taking some notes on that instead of the trading. Man, oh man. All right, guys. Well, Pax, you're in second. You're about 550 bucks behind. Merritt's at the top of the featured traders. Then after that, it's Chris, Nick, and Sarah. On the main leaderboard, on the overall leaderboard, AHS64 has been at the top for most of the day. And HVXS is number 2. It's with 2,600 bucks. He's also been number 2. And then number 3, Bari Cappy, I'm sure I'm saying that wrong, has been third. So those three traders have been at the top unchallenged for a long period of time. So, but day's not over. We got a lot of work to do. I'll pop back in toward the close, and we'll do some tallying up. In the meantime, you guys, best of luck, and I'll be rooting for all for you.
Thanks, Jim.
See you, Kigs.
Gigs. Love that guy.
Merritt, you were so confident in your victory here this afternoon that you went to hit some putts.
No, it was just really crappy conditions there. All I was gonna do if I
Fair.
sat in front of the screens was bleed out. So might as well
Did you
recharge
check?
and get ready for the close, man. I've learned
Did
that
you check
lesson
the
many
leaderboard?
times over.
Did you check the leaderboard from the golf course?
I did not.
Okay.
But I see you're full ported right now coming at me. I love it. I love it.
I don't think I'm going to catch you. I think the comeback to get to green down almost $1,500 is probably about all I could muster unless we break out of this range that we're in.
I think you're downplaying it. Take a look. The leaders when I left, they were around $3,000. They're still at $3,000. So the fact that you've made that over that period of time is substantial. That's alpha.
It was really gold. Gold was moving, and I was kind of just scalping the little 10, 15 point range that it was trading in.
Cool.
Oh, look at that bounce in gold.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you guys seeing?
I mean, the balance that we're talking about is like 40-13 to 40-22. It's a 10-point thing, but
We have 400 point. Okay. You guys are scalpers, so that's a trade to you. That I wouldn't even think twice about that.
I'm not a scalper.
Let's
Merritt-
let the record
Merritt and Nick.
show that the definition of a scalper is very, very different depending on who you ask. People use that word. It doesn't mean the same thing to everyone. There are plenty of trades that I take that I call a scalp that will be for 60, 70, 100 points. Held for an hour and a half. I still call it a scalp because it's not like a core strategy thing. It's like a little side hustle
That's
trade.
not a scalp. That's not a scalp.
Oh, well, great. That's okay. We'll go look up the definition of a scalp wherever it exists officially.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Can we go?
Just roll off the turnip truck.
Pop it.
Well, you know, I'm from Alabama, Pax.
Oh, come on, NQ.
Yeah, it's kind of flaggy though, right? It's not like sellers are doing a ton. We got the VWAP, right? You expect sellers to defend a little from VWAP from below, so hey, we'll see.
Doing a whole lot of nothing. Yes, it's pretty much flat since for 3 hours now. We're gonna have to close NQ at break even.
All right, late day trade is taking shape. 16.5 is the price in the Nasdaq, 85.5 is the price in the S&P. You're short below it. You're going to take profit on this trade at 255, 355, whatever price that is. It's a time-based trade, not a price-based trade. Somebody was asking about it in the chat.
You guys still long? I got flat NQ.
I'm about to get trailed out on yes. NQ, I'm finger on flatten. And gold too. Oh, gold rejected hard off that.
I need a trend, and there's no trend here.
All right, so 16.5, 85.5, guys, if you just want to take that trade. Nasdaq is working easier than the SPOOs are. So I hope those of you here that are listening and are in chat, I hope you guys had, I've been trying to explain all kinds of shit to you while I'm doing this. Chris has too, you know, not keeping things a secret, but really kind of walking you guys through the way that I trade, you know, from showing my charts to everything that I do, you know, even the late day trade. The late day trade is just a pivotal price. So it's really important that, you know, like Christian and I were talking about earlier, that you learn to take out you take more out of the market, and that it's objective. You know that your trading is not about you. That it's about your process, and that process needs to be something that's explainable, repeatable, needs to be consistent, and it needs to be scalable. So when you have something like that, then you live within it. You take the trades that it gives you, like Sara today. Sara didn't do much in here because her process didn't give her the trades. And somebody I respect a great deal.
Yep.
She didn't try to invent shit.
Like this question here, to add on to what Pax is saying, why are the futures traders bad in today's trade? What framework do you guys put when in the first 30 minutes everything was going down? If you caught that short, you made most of your points today. But if that move didn't meet your requirements for whatever approach you have, then you didn't really make those points. So you can't, everybody has their own process and approach, and all the price action is not going to meet their requirements to trade it.
Absolutely.
We're trading it because it's competition, but like this is nothing. We've been in a 3-hour range. Since that drop, we did have that reversal. A lot of us participated in that. I caught that. But it's just been choppy. You have to respect your process. I think Merritt, you caught that short, right? With both ES and NQ at the open.
Oh, you mother.
Pretty sure I caught a piece of it. Yes.
Like Crucible here, how many stop outs do you on average do you take on a trading day? He's asking, I mean, all of us, but he wrote my name as well. I trade in the first 2-3 hours, and I do 1 to 3 trades, 1 to 2 trades, maybe a third trade. I probably have like 20 trades today. This is not what I typically do.
No, me either.
Like, I don't want to be in front of the screen every day, all day. The most money can be made in the first 2-3 hours, and that's it. Ask Merritt. He's been, in the game for the longest as well. 10 years from now, he's still not going to be looking at the screens all day. Unless there's something big, like a big event happening where you can make.
Yeah, when volatility picks up, there's way above average opportunities, as you and I have talked about on stream for sure. It's tough to give blanket trading advice, and I take issue with a lot of blanket trading advice because there's so many ways to approach this, and to say that one thing works or one thing doesn't, or even Chris, for most people, it's true that the most opportunities are in the morning. That's true. But that's not it. That's not true for everybody, right? There are people who approach things in a way where the afternoon trade provides them with really good opportunities for their process.
Yeah,
and that's really important that we keep that in mind.
Yep. I don't, Zolino, and I hardly ever trade the PM session.
You still in, Nick?
Just gold.
Okay.
Oh, did I have an order there? What the hell? Okay. Well, apparently I had a rogue order on NQ. Probably double clicked. I'm flat now.
I highly, you know what? I think this is a good teaching point for those of you in the chat. We've seen a couple execution errors today and some different things. Guys trading on web-based platforms they're not used to, different things like that. As I prepared for today, one of the things I made sure to set up was a couple different screens where I could see any outstanding positions in a dedicated space, any outstanding working orders in a dedicated space, because it's very, very easy to lose track of those. So if you can have one place to glance over and make sure that you don't have anything hanging or like stuff like that, that's just a really good best practice for trading in general.
I don't even know how to answer that. How would you answer that question, Merritt?
What question?
The thoughts on if it's okay to be hitting your daily loss limit, say once per week, or should it be much rarer? I feel like we have a couple of different answers for that.
Yeah, again, that's asking for blanket trading advice, and it's going to depend on the strategy. I can tell you for me, one DLL a week, that's no sweat. That's something that's, I like to be aggressive. I like to swing at my pitches with full risk. And, it depends on how you structure things. Namely, how many chances do you give yourself per day before you hit DLL? If that's super tight, you can expect, based on the math, right, that you're going to hit it more often. If you give yourself 8 R a day, right, 8, losses a day before you hit a DLL, then it should happen, less frequently. So it's just, I'm not avoiding the answer, but again, for me, once a week is pretty normal, I think. These things are very, very personal to how you structure your trading business and your process. I have horrible streaks where I'll go 0 for 12. I bet Pax is the same way, based on how tight his stops are.
I can see that. All right, so ES has officially been in a 7-point range for an hour and 15 minutes. NQ in a 30-point range for the same time, which is maybe setting up a trend into the close.
You think? What do you think?
I think a lot of things, but for my approach, there's really nothing here.
You
Kinda
stalking
like-
anything, Pax?
Huh?
You stalking anything?
Fuck no. I'm talking to the traders in my group.
Kind of like swing trading futures more. You avoid a lot of this, or you just sit through this in your positions.
Oh shit, I scratched out my 85 Fs. I was short 85 Fs. Scratch those out. Right.
Guys, you know what we haven't done is we need to get those likes up. Support the network.
Late day trade, you guys, is the price in the S&P is 85 half, and the Nasdaq is 16 half. So that's your pivot. You want to be short below it, long above it. But with Palantir coming up in an hour or 40 minutes.
Yeah,
well,
we're
not gonna do
trading like
shit.
if we're waiting for NVIDIA.
Kind of are. I mean, it is kind of that big, isn't it? I don't know. I don't pay much attention to the stocks and the rotations, but
Not as far as like the percentage of the S&P or the Nasdaq that NVIDIA is. I think that's the number 2 stock in the index. Might be wrong, but it's a top 3.
Why is it a pivot? Because Marco, the HFTs, the thousands of HFTs that exist, and even thousands more algorithms that are employed by the HFTs, are looking at time-based pivots in the afternoon, and 85 half is that dividing line, and you can see it, and it's the 3 o'clock Eastern time price or the 2 o'clock Central time price, right? So all we're doing right now, if we had any sense of direction right now, we would be trading away from 85.5. 16.5 is the price in the Nasdaq, but we don't have any sense of direction. So all we're doing is churning it. And you can see how pivotal it is because we're just sitting here churning that pivotal price. So you have to look at, you kind of have to look at, you know, the pivots that the algos that create the volume and create the price action and create the movement are looking at. It's not rocket science. You just have to know what to look at, you know. And the first one, which starts every morning, is the opening range, the high and the low of the first 30 seconds. So you're going to trade the breakouts the way that I did this morning. And then you're going to trade those to these zones on my chart. I don't know if you can see it or not, but you know, to these zones here on the you know, the rotations, 15 handles in the Nasdaq. I mean, 65 handles in the Nasdaq, which we got today. We got 1, 2, 3 rotations, and then and that was easy. And the actually the S&P was easy. The Nasdaq was a little bit harder. High of the day was made in the opening range. That's a bearish sign. It was a trend trade all the way down to 59, and then this has just been, you know, a whole lot of nothing. You know what I mean? So now, you know, you just got to know what to look at. And then, you know, look, I've said this. I said it last week on Twitter. I don't care what somebody makes in a year, 5 years, or 10 years, or longer. It doesn't fucking impress me. You know, I've swung my dick around with the biggest swinging dicks in the entire world. I don't do that anymore. Achieve my financial goals. I'm done trading for active income. I'm in capital preservation mode. And I don't care, and I'm not impressed with what people make, because I have known too many people with 10, 20, 30, $40 million go completely broke. Odds are against all of us. You've got to change the odds. This is a marathon, my brothers and sisters. It's not a sprint. And here's another thing that I learned from a guy named Lenny Feldman. You come to trading with the big ego and a lot of money, you will soon leave with a big ego.
I like that.
So keep your ego in check. Oh, God, this is exhausting. Oh, I don't like trading. Oh, sorry. I don't like trading NASDAQ because it makes me white noise. I don't like. Again, there are not too many traders that are actively trading that have traded as many NASDAQ for their own account as I have. I was at one point, and I owned part of the firm, and I was paying $100,000 to $150,000 a month in e-mini commissions, let alone what I was doing in the pit. And the pit was 5-to-1 to the minis. So, you know, I helped create the NASDAQ. I was, you know, I provided huge liquidity in it. I took huge risk in it. I moved the NASDAQ. I know how it works probably better than anybody that's out there trading, unless you're an HFT or an algo. I mean, you know, independent traders. And I don't trade it because if I'm going to have a tendency to chase losses, or if I'm going to have a tendency to make trades based on my expenses, it's going to be in the NASDAQ. It's easier for me to scratch S&P trades or to take smaller expenses in the NASDAQ. When the NASDAQ is moving, if I sell, you know, like right now we're trading, look, I don't know if you can see my chart, but we're trading at this 103 area again. See, we're right at 103. We're below 16, which is the 3 o'clock price, and we're trading at this 65 handle rotation. So if in a busy market, if I sell 03s, I might not get out until 16. Okay, well, that's an acceptable, you know, in a market with a 3 or 4 or 500 point ATR, that's an acceptable expense. But those expenses, when I take those sorts of expenses, have a tendency to make me want to chase it. And if you're making trades based on, if you're making trades now based on previous trades, you're in trouble. If you're making trades now based on previous trades, you're in trouble. If you're making trades now based on your ego, as I did earlier to try to get on top of the fucking leaderboard with 3-lot micros, you're in trouble. If you do what Sara did, and you make trades based on your process, and you do what I tried to explain to you multiple times today, you make trades based on your process, and you look to add to them along the way, you will become wealthy. Otherwise, you'll continue to get the same results that everybody else does. And again, the odds are against all of us. They are against all of us. What do I think about the micros? I think the micros are the simulator with with commissions, unless utilized the right way. I think that the micros utilized the right way are a great tool. But I mean, just scalping micros, you're going to get chewed up in commissions, and then when the market, when you get something against you, you're going to get killed in it. Stats don't matter. How you increase your size. Here's a blanket statement for traders. Your stats don't matter. What matters is how you go big, go small, and decide not to trade. How you decide to increase your size, decrease your size, and decide not to trade. In all circumstances, that is a blanket statement that is important for everybody's financial freedom. It's the truth too. How you go big, go small, or not at all. Oh, gold's almost back up to the opening range. Market going nowhere. So the late day trade, the afternoon pivot 85.5 and 16.5 in the Nasdaq. What did you ask? Wait, hold on. PEX, the afternoon pivot for the ES is the price 1 hour before the close. Yeah, before the cash close. So it's the 3 o'clock price, and then you're gonna ideally, it's either a scratch or it's a quick expense, a small expense. So ideally, you're gonna take profit on them at 355, which is another 30 minutes away from now, or 350, and then 355, and I'll walk you through that trade too, because that should give us something today. Right now, this 85.5, we're just churning it. We're below it, so the market is going to try to break. I wouldn't fade any of this shit, but we're not going anywhere. We're not doing anything. The dreaded creeping rally. And again, please listen to me when I tell you, this is a marathon. It's not a sprint. Don't fall into the trap of what kind of watch does this guy wear? What kind of car does that guy drive? What kind of house do you live in? Don't. Live below your means. Save your money, because I can guarantee you this business is going to change. And when it does, if you have not been maximizing your profitability, when it changes, you're screwed. Oh, is there a difference between market profile and volume profile? I traded for Pete Stottlemyre when he said that market profile was no longer a viable trading methodology. But is there a difference between volume profile and market profile? Somebody asked that. I'm genuinely interested.
Yeah, they're built from different data. Nick, are you still in gold?
Yeah, I reversed to short.
Oh, nice. That was kind of capitulatory up there.
It kind of felt like that off the point of control for the sessions over there and the opening range low.
Yep.
So Jim, you want to answer it for me? Well, so one's volume based, the other one is time based. Thanks, chat.
I apologize, guys. I have not been reading the chat. Thank you. Still doing nothing.
So boring.
Mm. Hey, Nick, nice hat, man. Great minds think alike.
Are
Brother.
you? Do you have a pink Bucky's hat on right now?
Brother.
That place is wild.
I like that brisket sandwich, I'm not gonna lie.
I have never actually gotten hot food there.
Salty.
One of the things that Apteros is working up right now, and me and some developers and engineers, is around performance measurement as it relates to your ability to size up. So treating it like a a performance attribution, right? It's really, really important. If you're not measuring something, you have no idea what it is. And one of the things that's really important to measure is, like, what's your average size when you're in a winning trade versus average size in a losing trade, right? Or is there any trader skill, as in the trader, the portfolio manager, the investment guy? Is there any skill in them choosing sizing? And if there is skill there, you should lean into that, right? And if there's not skill there, you should go consistent sizing. And in fact, I've got this book right here. I don't know if you guys follow Giuseppe on X, but he is fantastic. He's heads up a department at BAM. Incredible guy. Such a wealth of knowledge that you can learn from people like that.
Anti-type.
I mean, if this finally rolls over, this has been the slowest rollover of all time.
Roll. It'll roll. All indications are that it's going to roll. You just have to be short from the right spots.
Yep.
Which market are we talking about? Which one's going to roll?
Well, I'm short ES, NQ, and GC. So hopefully all three of them, Merritt.
Nasdaq just broke 30 points from the pivotal price I talked about earlier, and the S&P, it's down 5 points. It's not going anywhere, but it's trying to roll over.
Did you trade it, Pax?
No, I scratched 85 halves, scratched 16 halves too.
Oh. I'm more concerned about GC than anything else right now.
This was an expensive day. I would have had a monster day if I was trading today.
Nothing from here, so no trading. That was a good short, Nick.
Did anybody take that short, that 2 o'clock price I was talking about, 16 halves or 85 halves? Anybody manage that better than I did?
I mean, I'm short from 85 and 110s or
Well
111s, excuse me.
Well done. Now you're going to keep those. Listen, Nick, you're going to, did you pay for them and take something off?
No, not yet.
How many you got on?
All three.
Okay. Maybe take one off just to, remove your risk. And then you can always add it back, but fuck it. It's a competition. You're all in, right? If you're trading your own shit, what I would suggest you do is you take something off just so, you remove your risk, and, you got your scratch stops in, but you remove your risk, you pay for your trade. And now you've got 3/4 of a unit left on. And now, like if you sold a 4 lot at 85, you buy one here at 80, now, you're still short 3 and you're up, a couple of $1,000, and you're going to use that money that you locked in to try to make another couple of $1,000 by adding to your trade. So you can, we come down to what's the rotation? The rotation is 74. So we come down to 76. You're going to take the profit on it. Nasdaq is taking it out. So we come down to 76. You're going to take profit on it. You go 76 off. You're going to add 4 more. You go 74 off. You're going to add 4 more there too. So now you'd be fucking short 10. and you got no risk on any of them because you paid for your trade and you took profit on it. You see how it goes?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's something I need to get better at. Is just adding, as well as even like managing my my take profits out of it versus the way I've kind of historically done it, which is I get trailed out of trades in profit, but I'd rather be adding to them, taking some off, and just kind of leaving my stop where it is and letting the trade continue to play out versus just getting trailed out. And in theory, I should, at that point, I should probably just exit the trade because I'm likely to get taken out unless I'm just perfectly with the trend.
I don't use trailing stops. You know, if I'm short from 85 half, I paid for my trade and we get to 76. I think we just traded there, didn't we? So we get to 76 or someplace in there. I'm going to take profit on it. And we go 76 off or I'm selling more. My stops are always at entry. So I'm going to scratch out a bunch of trades.
Right.
But when the market really when the market does follow through and it gives me another rotation, I'm going to have big size on through that rotation. So a $3,000 day goes to, you know, the market rolls over and we get a 100-point break. $3,000 day goes to 60, 70, 80, 100. That's how you have six-figure days. And your risk is never more than what you had on for 3,000.
Right. Okay. Going.
Does that make sense?
Yes. Gosh,
right, so
my voice is going.
We achieved that level, 76. We achieved that level at 76. So I hope you took profit at it. And we go through there, you're going to add them back. You're going to add more. Come on, come back from that $1,500 and make $1,500. Let's go. You got the trades on, make them work.
Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Oh, this is the joy of using a platform that you don't trade on normally because I just flattened all of them instead of one. Oh.
It's okay. Yeah, I know. I did that 3 times today. What price did you cover? You can always put them back on and just remember that you're short from, you know, 85 or wherever. You see what I mean? If you know you covered at 80, slap them back on. If not, then wait. Because now we've got the late day trade coming up, and you know we should get something. I'm sorry, Sam. I know I started the talk fast, but the only reason I did was because we were coming down to 76, and I wanted to make my points to Nick pretty quickly, so he could have tried to add to his position. And you know, obviously, we're trading in this thing, so you know he wouldn't have been able to add except for what he took off. But I wanted to make that point so that he can see it in real time. Oh, I see. You take profit at 76, and then you go ahead and you add through it. You see what I mean? You know, so then when it holds, then I can slow down my thinking and not talk. And you're right, Nick, trading on a platform that you're not used to trading on it's discombobulating.
It is. It's one of those where it's like if I put some of the order flow stuff that I use with all of these charts, I would just break it and break my computer. So keep it a little simple.
Phoenix said, don't ask Pax to talk slower, just listen faster. So let's see what we do in the late day trade. That was a nice break. And the Nasdaq, the S&P was a much better trade in the morning. The Nasdaq is a much better trade in the afternoon. Oh my God, I'm beat. This is exhausting sitting here doing nothing. Do I know? Yeah, of course I know ARB. It's not something you ever forget. Who asked that? Right, Jeff. Do you want me to show you? Does anybody? Why would? Be interested in that. You know who does the D-Boy? D-Boy will do videos where he where he uses, you know, hand signals that we used to use in the pit. Flash the current price. It's the S&P. It's 3 offer. Like if I was a clerk, I'd quote it 2 bid at 4. So it's 82 bid at 4. 2 bid 4. 2 bid at 4. 2 4 2 4. So you know when you're bidding, your price is always out here. Quantities on your face. So when you're bidding, you're pulling them in. When you're offering, you're pushing them out. So when you're bidding, it'd be like right now it's 2 on 100. So you'd say, somebody would say size, and I'd say 2 on 100. This is 100, 2 on 100. If I was showing the size of 3, I'd say 3's trade, 50 at 3, 50 at 3, 2 on 100, 50 at 3, 2's trade, 2's trade, 2 trade, 2 trade, 2 trade, 50 at 2 packs, 52, Joe, 50 at 2. And if I was a local, I'd say 80 on them. 80 on them, 80 on 100. When I started trading in the NASDAQ was $100 a tick, every one lot. Now it's $1 a tick in the micros. Imagine having 100 on in the NASDAQ at $80 a tick. It's $100,000 every 10 points. So we traded 300-400 point days. The S&P was $250 a point, $500 a point when I started, and then they cut the contract in half. So imagine that. Imagine trading that. You know, when you bought 82s and sold 83s, that's $500. That's a nickel. It's a nickel on a oneer. When they cut the contract, you know, then everybody knew that's the end of this. We're going to the screens. That was miserable. Well, I mean, Dante, that's why we're, you know, that's why so many of us died young, truthfully. And you know, and why I've had health issues. That's why I you know, all of the things that I talk about on Twitter, maintaining your spiritual life, your health, your physical life, and doing all those things. That's why it's so important. When I came out of the hospital a year and a half ago, after my AFib event that almost killed me, when my heart rate crashed to 15 beats a minute, 17 beats a minute, and my blood pressure crashed to 50/20. Tony called me and said, "You're done. You're going to die. You got to stop trading." I haven't stopped. I mean, you know, this has been a monster fucking year, but I'm done trading every day. I don't do this every day. I haven't traded in the afternoon. Well, if the markets are busy, I trade in the afternoon, but not often.
Wait, Pax, what got you back into it?
Back
after
into
that?
After my heart?
Yeah.
I don't know. So last year, I really, after my heart stuff, I was done. And then the volatility that we had in August when the S&P broke from 57.21 to 51.20, it was more stressful not trading that than it would have been me trading it. So I got short, and you know, and my wife runs my account. So all of a sudden, my wife is getting emails with fucking, you know, margin calls in them. Like I have T-bills that indemnify all my trading accounts. So at that point, we didn't have T-bills. So I had to move money in there once my wife got the margin calls. So, you know, what are you doing? I said, well, you know, I'm up a lot of money. Take a look at my P&L, you know. So after that, I kind of took the rest of the year off, or took it easy. I prefer the short side much better than I prefer the long side. And it's easy. Like this morning, you know, the short side, the market came down 55 points in the S&P, and it was easy. You know, it takes us 2 or 3 days and a couple of gap ups to trade 55 points on the upside. You know, it takes what's the line that everybody uses? It takes the elevator down and the escalator up. So then this year, you know, towards last year, I talked a lot about, and also the traders in my group. You know, I trade with the guys in my group because I want to be an example to them. But I trade small, and it's not very stressful to me to be able to trade very small. But when the markets come and we get really busy, then I'm going to bang them out again. And I did that again this year, 61.66 down to 48.34. I flattened out my shorts at 49.5. It was easy. It was easy. this is, I'm telling you, this business is going to change. And when it does, if you're not maximizing your profitability, when it does, you're going to screw yourself. If you're used to buying dips and selling rips, when that doesn't, does anybody know what the high in the Nasdaq was in March of 2000? Is this worth talking about, or you just want to trade? I'll talk about this shit if you guys in the chat want me to talk about it. If you just would rather have everybody talk about their trades, I'll shut up and let everybody talk about it. All right,
I vote talk.
huh?
I vote you keep talking about this. It's interesting to hear.
So, we had the tech revolution, right? And everything was screaming higher, irrational exuberance, and all kinds of shit you can read in history books now. And I didn't know enough to stand in my way, and so I just kept buying them. And every day, late day trade, every day we'd rally another 50 points. Every day was another 50 points. It was easy. So I made a bunch of money on that rally. And then but here, I don't want to get too far into the weeds. The high that we made, and I think that this is going to happen similar to this, okay? You go back to 1999 at the end of the year and look at a daily chart. It looks just like this year's, the last 6 months do. Just up, small up days, but every day, every week, small up days. And then first of the year, January 4th, I think, it was the very first week of the year, it was huge money. I mean, nobody was in the pit. I was the only big trader in the pit, and we broke from 38.80 down to 32. We broke 15% in a week. And then we rallied back up, and in March, we made the all-time high of 48.82. Within 2 years, we were trading 87% lower. We went from 48.82, and remember, these are the tech stocks. We can never break. We'll never go lower. We'll never go lower. This is never going lower. We went from 48.82 to 7.85 in 2 years, 87% lower. It took us until 2017 to get that price back, and trillions of dollars in QE and stimulus and 7 or 8 years of financial repression. So I know too many traders that have been worth 20, 30, 50 million that bought every dip on the way down, and they pour drinks now for a living, or they're dead. So be careful. And then, of course, and then the volume changed. The volume went from the pit to the screens. That was a terrible thing. That changed everything. It took a while to learn how to adapt to the screens. The only reason I was able to adapt to the screens was because I had to. I opened up my own prop group. A real prop. I bought into an FCM, which was a terrible time to do that. 08 happened. I mean, my God, 08 happened. A great recession. All of a sudden, the watches that you love and the cars that you love, nobody wants. You can't, but I bought the car. Pax, if you buy the Ferrari right, now I bought mine right. Nobody wanted them. I bought my watches right either. Nobody wanted them. So and I think that what's going on. Look I'm a trader, and I'm going to trade my fucking process all the time. I am not a macro guy, but there is the world is so uncertain, and it's scary. The crazy shit. Young people that are my kids' age. I got 5 kids, 28 to 16. Any of you guys in your early 30s. Like Merritt's got a couple of kids. He's married. He's building a family. It's a scary time to do that. Live below your means. Pack that money away. Buy gold. Buy silver. Buy food. Buy ammo. Buy things that are going to last. Who knows what kind of crazy shit's going to go on in this country and in this world? Take care of your family. Love those that love you. Love God. Love those that love you, and make as much money as you can every day. I can tell you this. I don't have the fucking answers, but what I do know is how to protect myself in every instance. That's it. I know that there are probably better ways of making money than what I do, but I will always preserve and protect my capital. That's one thing I know how to do. And that's a blanket statement. So you want to be a schmuck for a buck, go ahead and do it. Just protect yourself in every instance. You want to be a scalper, learn how to do it with, I don't know. I don't know how to scalp, but you're going to be in for 3-4 points in and out 1,000 times a day.
Traders. It's
learn how to
algo
do
time.
it size. Oh yeah, it is. We're coming into 250. All right. So here, I don't know what the fucking price was. 78. So now you're going to be short above that long. You're going to be short 77.75 is that price. 88.75 in the Nasdaq. So if you get a chance to be short, you want to be short at 77.75 or long above it. Now you're going to ideally, hold on. It's a scratch. It's either a scratch or a small expense. And then it's a time-based trade. And then you're going to pay for it at 255, 355. Oh, come on. All right, there. You see how that works? So I sold 77.75s. Scratch stop in. I'm either going to scratch them out or I'm going to pay for them and take profit on them. Now, prices doesn't matter. Price don't matter. It's all time-based. So now, oh, if we take out 77, I'll get long. I can get kind of preachy when it comes to this shit, you know, because I do know what you need to do in order to protect yourself. I've backed more traders than any of you guys know with my own money, not somebody else's money, with my own. I know what works and what doesn't. Right. Yeah. OJ Simpson. Oh my God. I don't want to call you OJ Simpson. All right, Simpson. Yeah, 10 years ago, scalping was a lot easier, but the algorithms, the HFTs and their algorithms are trading at this at pico seconds. You know, you can't compete with that. By the time, whenever we see something on the dome, it's already passed. It's history. I thought we'd do something in the late day trade. So far, not so much.
Nick, I'm thinking NQ rug pull, then bounce.
8 minutes left.
Scratch those 70. Are you still short, Nick?
No.
Okay. Because your pivotal price now is 77.75 in the S&P, 87. What was it in the NAS is 88.75. I was short there. I scratched them out. No, it wasn't quick enough to get long. I got an email just now that says, we've received reports about the content below, which doesn't meet our platform's guidelines. It includes copyrighted, unauthorized, and restricted materials. It's a tweet about my rotations. It's my chart. We've opened a support ticket to address this matter. If you believe this is an error, please contact our support team. What the fuck? Are you serious? Twitter's investigating me on my own shit?
No. Don't believe that. That can be a scam.
Check the sent. There's been some really good x.com spam people acting like it packs. Check the exact sent from email address. I keep getting a reset password one. That's it looks real, man, but it's not.
Oh yeah. It says notify at confirms. Yeah, fuck you.
Yep. They do a good job. Whoever's running that one.
Yeah, thank God I talked to young people. See, I'd have gone in there and signed up and given them my fucking all kinds of info. Oh yeah, here's my oldest kid's social security number. Yeah.
Hey, if that happens and then you start tweeting, "Hello, respectful gentlemen, we know you got hacked."
That's funny, Chris. Yeah, that's how you know. Like in Discord has got all kinds of fake bots that pretend to be me, and it's always they always sound so proper when they speak, and then they always sound so fucking proper when they speak. I don't sound proper when I speak. I sound like a hillbilly from the south side of Chicago when I speak. Anybody get long at 77, 75? I did not. It's going to be interesting to see what we do with Palantir now.
I've been flat for the last hour. I called it. Nothing good for me here. Just small rotations.
I can't wait to go work out.
No good action for me since for the last 2 hours.
No good action since this morning. Unless you bought the dip in gold. Nice job, Nikki.
Yeah, I think Merritt's going to take this, barring some miracle. But not a bad afternoon coming back with a couple micros and making $1,500.
Well done.
Way to go, Nick.
It's more than I made in my cash account today. Trying to trade the open, which was, I learned a huge mistake. Trying to also trade this. I was just like, you know what? No, scratch, stop going in. Well, whatever happens, happens.
Who's trading till 2 or 5 o'clock Eastern?
Absolutely not.
I'll stick around and see what Palantir does after the close.
How much is it of the Nasdaq?
Yep.
You know,
Wait a second. Does this run through? When is this over?
Technically,
The margin close.
yeah. But you don't need to watch it, Merritt. I have no interest in continuing to try to trade this.
oh, Palantir is only 2% of Nasdaq. That's not going to do anything.
It could be, but it could be, if it comes out of whack, it could be a harbinger of things to come with the other AI stocks, I think.
Yeah, they could just announce they also entered into a partnership with OpenAI and NVIDIA and send
Probably.
everything
I
in tech
mean,
bid
oh
again.
yeah, I would not be surprised if they don't say that. Everybody has a partnership with OpenAI.
Yep, even me for my my fake SPAC that I'm starting apparently.
What's a spec?
Those really terrible, fake, unprofitable, whatever you want to call those groupings of companies in like 2021 that were just being wildly bid and pumped by random people.
Stock trading is great. What do you mean, Fallout? That's where real money can be made in swings.
We really stayed in like a 50-point range, I feel like, in NQ for the last
All right, we are
5
here,
hours.
guys. We are here. Good, great job, you guys. And we're gonna hang tight for a few more minutes here to see if this earnings report does anything. We're moving around right now. I have the charts up right now, looking at the NQ dome and the E-mini S&P dome and the E-mini S&P chart.
We are exactly where we were when I first got back from break when we started the afternoon swing, Chris. We were at 88, like 81, 82. Nasdaq was trading
Yep.
3.
But yeah, I mean, this release maybe only 2%, but as you guys have pointed out, it's this is a sector that everyone's
Mm-hmm.
focused on, and it should move some stuff.
Did I answer your questions? Does anybody have questions? Did I answer everything that you wanted me to?
Dude,
I think so.
Use is that an Irish thing or a Southside thing?
Don't be a schmuck. I don't know. It's a colloquialism.
That's a big one. I don't know what that means.
It's that's another way to tell, Jimmy. That's another way to tell whether or not it's me or a bot talking to you.
Yeah. All right.
Does he use
Will
good?
AI advance enough to mimic packs? That should be a poll question.
No.
That might be no.
That's the whole idea. The way I no. Two innocent Utes. My cousin.
Oh man. And Merritt's the one from Alabama.
Yeah, there's a lot more hillbillies from my neighborhood than there are in Alabama. Holy shit. I've been to Alabama. Alabama's gorgeous compared to some of the places I grew up around.
You mean like Gary and Hammond?
Or, well, I don't want to, there might be people from around here, but like hometown. You ever been to hometown? Hometown is a 1 square mile of Irish ghetto between, oh God, I went to grammar school there. I'm going to piss off all kinds of people. Between Pulaski and Cicero, 87th Street, 93rd Street. Canaryville South.
Not my neighborhood.
See?
You didn't piss me off though.
Duplexes.
So is everybody flat for the cup?
I still have position on.
Care to share?
It would be flat.
What is it? No, you could keep rolling, man. I think Chris said he was done. How about you, Nick?
Yeah, I'm done.
Yeah, if we're handshaking done, then I'm done too.
I got shaken out of my long there in the 70s anyway, so I don't care now. The hope for Palantir to send it.
Okay, doke. Well, great job, everybody. Merritt is on the featured traders top of the leaderboard today. Good job today. Congratulations, Merritt.
Top of the top.
Well done.
Congrats.
Well done.
Thanks, Jim.
Well done.
All right. I think Shai is still in the background and going to tell us when these numbers come out.
Well, watch the dome. You'll be able to tell the
Yeah.
second it comes out.
Tracy, Mom, the meatloaf. The meatloaf.
What in the hell was that?
I don't know, man. I do not know. It's not too late for thumbs up, you guys. Anyone listening to me, hit
Thanks,
thumbs
chat.
up button. I haven't looked. I don't know what the numbers are, but I guarantee
more
you
hour?
they're not enough.
1 more hour. Get out of here. I'll be sitting in the sauna. I'll be getting a massage or sitting in the sauna within an hour.
Hang on. We got to see how many thumbs up we get before you get to go.
Oh my nudge.
I'm going back to I hit the like button in case anyone is wondering. Let's see what we get.
I threw up all my stats on Twitter, chat. If you guys wanted to digest what all the trades were today, and feel free to ask any questions or anything like that.
Yeah, you didn't talk about them live, and you didn't teach anybody anything either during them either.
310 is not enough.
We'll do that
guys.
on the stream tomorrow.
We have a lot of time to teach now. 310 is not enough.
And there you go.
Oh, that is true, though. I think you're coming back tomorrow, right, Merritt? Let's see what the lineup is.
Yeah, I'm every Tuesday morning. Yes, sir.
While we're waiting for this info. Tomorrow. Yeah, okay. So we have Mart Walbert is our special guest tomorrow. Remember, 8 o'clock start time.
Mark Wahlberg?
Walbert, W-O-L-B-E-R-T. He's Yellow 11. He's a metals guy, I think, uranium and stuff like that. Super cool guy.
Nice.
Yeah, very good. Very good.
Tape Talk, guess what? T-Trades is going to be with us tomorrow morning.
Nice.
We have Trade the Open with Dread Pirate, Merritt Black, and Trading Boxes. Chris is going to be back. Thank you, gentlemen, for doing that. Midday markets. Nick will be back with the Stowe 42. Stowe will be back. And Trade the Close. Leo and Kane. We have some firepower here tomorrow, guys.
There we go. Perfect.
There it is.
Ooh, there it is.
Uh-oh. Hope
Gapping
you're short.
Well, Now we're above that 168 level again.
Are we going to take out the 93s? Wow. Anybody ever trade earnings like this?
No.
It'd be gambling.
I have with stocks.
Yeah, I do that with stocks.
The underlying?
Okay, there we go.
Wow. All right. We'll get a read from Tracy what the number actually was in a second.
Hopefully we can get going out of this range.
That's what I keep looking at. Nasdaq is kind of. No.
Nazi's like pop. Look at the bid-ask spread in Nazi. It's like 1 million.
That's that.
Tracy's in. Okay. Palantir boosts FY revenue outlook. That's good. We like optimism.
Shit, it gets dark in an hour now.
It's the worst. The worst.
I don't, you know what? I gotta say, I don't mind it.
Oh,
Dark at 4 p.m. You don't mind that?
Well, no, because I'm up with PAX. I mean, I'm up at 5 o'clock in the morning.
I'd rather get up when it's dark and go to bed when it's and have more light during the day.
Oh,
Yeah,
you
I'm
get those
with you.
you get those festival lights. You wrap it around the fence in your backyard. Turn them on. It's super
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
All right, folks. That's what we have here. We're back to the point of control almost for the E-mini S&P here. I'll just show some charts now. Just to take a peek where we're ending up here. Pretty much. Well, I don't know. It's trying to push higher, but it's kind of not. All right, Shai's in with some data. EPS of 21 cents, beating expectations of 15 cents. Revenue of 1.18 billion, beating expectations of 1.1 billion. All right. And let's take a last glance at the last glance. Nazi, it's looking up. Whoops. Pretty similar. Volume profile is not as good as ES, but pretty similar. These afternoon highs might remain. All right, folks. There you have it. We are done with the next. The next one is the actual championship. This is for the big giveaways, the big prizes. That's coming up. We're going to be talking about that a lot on NinjaTrader Live. We're going to be covering the leaderboard live as we go. So we're getting close to crowning a cup champion here on NinjaTrader. So thank you everybody who participated in the challenge. Let's give these guys one more thumbs up. Come on, thumbs up and subscriptions greatly appreciated. They were doing their thing all day long. So give it up for Pax, for Merritt, for Nick, and for Christian. Appreciate you boys. You were awesome today. Looking forward to seeing some of you guys tomorrow and all you guys before the end of the week is up. So having said all that, thank you guys. Appreciate you.
Thank you,
All
Jim.
right, Jim. Take
Thanks, Jim.
care.
It was
You
fun,
guys take
boys.
care.
Enjoyed it.
And everybody
Great
listening
sesh.
to us, thank you for being part of the NinjaTrader community. It is super awesome. Remember, most important message of the day today is please be safe out there. Be good to each other. See you soon.
Bye-bye.